Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Match number 6. The 6th and final match of the weekend here in Phoenix of Volleyball League of America regular season action. Thanks so much for joining us live on YouTube for this rematch of this morning's matchup between these two Southern California-based VLA Tier 2 squads, Rukkus and Irvine Xtreme. This morning's match was awesome. 5 sets, Rukkus walking away with it 15-10, I believe. 15-12, sorry. In the 5th. A lot to get to, a lot to talk about again between these two teams, and just an interesting piece of volleyball strategy, the way that they adjust having already played each other once. What are we going to see from these two teams? How are they going to finish out their weekends? Irvine Xtreme yet to get on the board in the win column, but they do have a standings point because of the 5-set loss to Rukkus this morning. Rukkus, of course, beating Irvine Xtreme in 5, losing to Ascension in 5 yesterday, and losing again to Ascension earlier today, 3-0. So a team in Rukkus with a lot of talent, a lot of experience, could really use another win on the weekend in their goals of eventually joining VLA Tier 1 down the road. And that's kind of what this is all about, giving these Tier 2 squads a chance to compete against one another on the full VLA stage for the growth of the league down the road. And that's something we are very excited about. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel if you're not already. I am Rob St. Clair. Been with you all weekend long. One more match to go. Let's see. Rukkus in red on the near side of your screen, starting off in rotation 6, with Keaton Berry, the middle blocker for Irvine Xtreme, serving on the far side. Dumped over by Jeff Schmitz beautifully, and we've seen that dump a couple times this weekend. Schmitz in that rotation, number 7 in red, a front row player. Nothing stopping him from taking the offense into his own hands in the second contact. Perfect pass by libero Kevin Liu for Irvine Xtreme. And just barely out of bounds that time off the deflection by Mason Humes. Nice swing by number 5 in navy blue. Humes, an outside hitter out of Arizona State. And for Team IX, two interesting things. First of all, Andrew Pearson, former outside hitter in the past couple matches, in the middle blocker spot right now, as well as number 15 in blue serving right now, Noli Mon, the setter. This ball definitely set too tight, picked up by Mon. Out of system set coming here to Humes against two blockers. Cross court dug by Eric Jansen. Rattles around through the ceiling, still alive. And now Jansen tools the block, and also Irvine commits a net violation. Luis Palos with a float serve miss short into the net, and he's a big part of the Rukkus offense. Number 10 in red out of Cal Baptist. Tough pass by Palos. Schmitz can run this down. This will be Eric Jansen on the right side. Pretty good block touch kept alive by Aaron DuPont. Free ball coming. Matt Evans on the left side, and he's rejected. What a block by Andrew Pearson. Maybe he can play middle after all. Nice move by number 11 in blue, taking away the cross-court angle. Perfect pass. Evans again on the repeat. Tipped down the line, picked up by Mon. That ball was landing on the sideline. Free ball here. Another free ball this time for Rukkus. Where does Schmitz go? Capricio again out of the middle. This ball is still kept alive, but finally thrown to the floor on the joust by number 2 in red. That's Nick Capricio. Huntington Beach, California native. Played collegiately at NYU, and he goes back to serve here. Rotation 2 receive for Irvine. Good pass that time by Keone Coronado. DuPont is absolutely rejected. Evans and Thanen were there. Big number 22 in red, Jacob Thanen, middle blocker out of Stanford with a nice move that time. Good pass that time by Coronado. A nice high contacted cross body put away in the middle by Andrew Pearson. Interesting. We haven't seen Pearson play middle yet this weekend, but why not? He goes to serve Keaton Berry, the other middle blocker, into the front row for Irvine Xtreme. Jansen on the right side over the top of the block and right on the end line. That is an outstanding swing by big number 14 in red, Eric Jansen, 6'7" opposite out of nearby Grand Canyon University. Former collegiate teammates with Keaton Berry, Puna Kaniho, a couple of Irvine Xtreme guys. So a lot of personal connections between these two sidelines. Berry, crossbody, barely beats the block of Jacob Thanen and scores. Nice turn that time by Keaton. This is Aaron DuPont, the left-hander, number 7 in blue. 6'1", Hawaii native out of Hope International. Thanen through the wickets of Keaton Berry and out of play. Kind of kicked a field goal that time, deflecting off of Berry's inside left arm. .65 Rukkus here in the early going, set number 1. We play best 3 out of 5 sets, of course, to 25 points. You must win by 2. Good serve that time by Matt Evans. Perfect pass by Kevin Liu. Coronado, good block touch by Schmitz. But dug right on the net. And Coronado wins the joust, taps it to the floor. Keone Coronado, number 3 in blue out of Graceland University, back to serve here for Irvine Xtreme. We've seen him play both pins throughout the weekend. Outside hitter this time. Thanen wrist away. And a diving Liu can't quite make the defensive play. Wouldn't be surprised if Schmitz in this match just set middle until it stopped working. I think he's already trying to get Capricio and Thanen involved a little bit more than usual. Thanen wanted that jump serve down the line, wrist away. It would have been good, but missed short into the net. This is Berry. We're back to where we started. And Rukkus leads 7-6. Good float serve, handled pretty well by Evans. This is Palos on the left side. Over the top of the block and dug by Coronado. Dug by Evans in the back row. Schmitz to Palos again. That one deflects out of the reach of Aaron DuPont off the block. And a nice put away that time by number 10 in red, Luis Palos, who, like we said, is a big part of the Rukkus offense. At 6'7", a very good-sized and very well-rounded outside hitter. Ace serve, Jeff Schmitz, fortunately, rolls just barely over the tape and scores for Rukkus. 9-7. Perfect pass by Liu. Wow, what an absolute bomb that was. Andrew Pearson, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, man. Look out below. Everybody in the gym just reeling after that straight down bomb. That one's obviously going on the highlight reel. My goodness. Jansen high off the hands. Nice dig in the back row by Coronado. This is Humes on the left side. Into the chest of Evans and kept alive. Another high contact diving Coronado. Can it be brought back? Yes, it can. Oh, and it's a kill. No way. What a play that time by Irvine Xtreme. I think Rukkus thought that ball was down all the way at the back part of the gym from the camera angle. I don't even know who touched that ball and sent it back over the net, but that was incredible. Those last 2 points in a row for Irvine Xtreme, as good as you are ever going to see. And even though the score tied up at 9, Rukkus just wants to stop the momentum a little bit here and call timeout. That was absurd. Yeah, you can expect to see those 2 highlight clips all over the VLA Instagram very, very soon. Noli Mon here, number 15 in blue, the setter for Irvine. Perfect pass by Evans. Turn crossbody got by Capriccio off the tape and dug. This is Humes on the left side through a seam in the block and down. Excellent transition offense that time by Irvine Xtreme, and they take the lead 10-9. Mon once again against Rukkus rotation 1. You got Palos as a prominent option on the right side here. Capriccio into the tape again and dug by Mon. Tight set, tap back over by Jansen, and nobody home for Irvine to pick that ball up. So we talk about rotation 1 a lot over the course of the weekend. Rukkus just got out of it, and here Irvine is with their pin hitters, opposites and outsides, switched the pins that they're most comfortable hitting on. Oh, nice off-speed shot that time by Aaron DuPont, who untraditionally, as a left-hander, has actually been very good in this rotation on the left side throughout the weekend. And now Mason Humes with the float serve out of Arizona State. Good pass by Garrett Commiserek. Hammered cross court, but a really good block touch slows it down. Pearson sets that ball to Coronado on the right side, but it just barely grazed the antenna on its way past. Would have been another highlight reel play for Team IX, but instead we're tied up at 11 with Capriccio back to the service line. Nice serve working on Coronado. Spatched way over the top of the block by Coronado. No touch on its way out of bounds that time. Shout-outs in the YouTube chat. Shout-outs to Jesus Itzagire, libero from Phoenix. And, of course, shout-outs to Jesus' mom, Miriam Rodriguez. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Jesus, for playing this weekend. Jesus is a baller. And we all got to take the time to thank our moms sometimes. Especially with Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow. This is Pearson serving. Jansen into a seam in the block. Nice dig, but right on the net and fisted straight to the floor by Jacob Thanen. It was a nice defensive play that time by Pearson, but unfortunately right in Thanen's wheelhouse. This is Jansen from the service line. Perfect pass from Humes. DuPont absolutely destroyed down the line, tattooing Garrett Commiserek. The brand new piece of Mikasa ink on his shoulder. Nice rip by number 7 in blue. Commiserek, an outstanding libero, nicknamed Como from the University of Hawaii. Has been sensational defensively all weekend, but even that one was too good for him. Great rip down the line that time by Jansen, and both opposites showing the range. That time Jansen out of the back row bringing the heat. Matt Evans here, number 9 in red out of Long Beach State University. Got a really heavy on. Right on cue. Buries that ball heavily, but right in the middle of the net. This is Keone Coronado. He's got a good jump spin serve. Not good enough as Keaton Berry has to play dodgeball to prevent getting hit in the back of the head. Thanen here after denting the floorboards a few points ago. Another service error and a string of a couple too many of them here between the two teams. We're tied up at 15. Pushed all the way across the court by Schmitz to Palos and deflects through the arms of Pearson and down. Nice delivery that time by number 7 in red, Jeff Schmitz. Played collegiately at Ball State for 2 years, followed by UC Irvine for 2 years. Very much a journeyman setter, well known throughout Southern California. Beautiful set by Mon, and Humes hammers that ball off the block of Jansen, now to play. Talked about this morning in this exact same matchup, the budding rivalry between these two teams, both representing Southern California. These guys know each other very, very well, although Irvine, the younger team, by a good margin in average age. Nice diving play that time by Coronado. And an equally good diving play by Matt Evans. Jansen, high off the hands. Another continuation. This is Mon to the middle. Pearson covers himself. DuPont, the pancake play was not made, not quite, by Matt Evans. And a nice off-speed choice again by number 7 in blue. Nice defense that time by both teams when Irvine walks away with the point. Mon back to serve and a good rotation for Irvine. Jansen high off the hands, another deflection that can be run down. Good defensive positioning by Coronado back there. Jansen again continuing to hit high, and a diving Kevin Liu keeps it up, but not for long. And Rukkus back level at 17. Kevin Liu, the youngest player in the gym by far this weekend. Number 1 in white for Irvine Xtreme. He is a freshman in college at Cal Berkeley, which is amazing, but an electric libero. He's been really good all weekend. DuPont, high off the outside hand of Jansen, not a play. And DuPont is making a living this weekend, just hammering balls off blockers, off defenders, and occasionally rolling one short. It's pretty rare that he's gotten clean kills straight to the floor. But as we like to say, there's no pictures on the scorecard. Perfect pass there by Como, and that's an over-the-net violation. Oh, no. Ends up being a back row blocker call against Jeff Schmitz. I guess that ball passed just a little bit too tight. Schmitz, a back row player here in rotation 2. Once the ball gets to the plane of the net, Pearson has every right to go up and grab it. Capricio here working on Liu. Another detonation by Pearson. That time the block pretty much left him completely alone out there. I guess it's analogous to in basketball when you see someone driving down the lane and you're one-on-one and you really don't want to get posterized. You just kind of get out of the way. Maybe that's what happened that time. Pearson again, nice located serve into the seam. This is Evans on the left side, high into the hands of Barry and out of play. Matt Evans has an outstanding right arm and good cross-court range. Likes the ball fast, and there's no setter here better at delivering that kind of offense than Jeff Schmitz for Rukkus. Jansen well watched, just out of bounds by Coronado and Humes. Jansen out of the back row, crushed down the line off the defender and into the back wall. That was a heater for number 14 in red. Evans opting for the floater this time, and it's a good one. It ends up being an ace off the fingertips of Mason Humes. Conservative choice, just trying to keep the ball in play. It ends up being an ace. Sometimes that happens from the service line. 21-21 now. Nice float serve. You can read the Mikasa on that ball the whole way across the net. Coronado, did he get the touch that time? No, I don't think so. And after letting a couple points in a row slip here, Irvine Xtreme going to call timeout. Trailing for the first time in a while at 22-21, but this is still very much anybody's set. It could be headed for extras here. Stay with us for the end of set number 1. Here's Evans out of the timeout. Huge point here in this match. Good pass by Humes. Barry over the top of the block. One arm stab by Evans. Can Palos have a swing at this? No, he sends over a free ball. Mon to Humes out of the back row, but he misses it short. And a huge play, giving Rukkus a 2-point lead. Now they can just side out 2 more times and win this set. Irvine absolutely needing this point. Rotation 4 receive. Outstanding set that time by Mon, but did Coronado get the touch? No, he did not. And a second consecutive hitting error gives Rukkus 3 set points here. What a turnaround this is. 24-21 now. Evans continuing to serve smart and just put the ball in play. Coronado cross court, dug by Como. Jansen for the set out of the back row, and a net violation plus a kill. And that'll do it. Rukkus, a quick sprint to the finish line after being tied at 21. They score the last 4 points here in set number 1. An impressive finish by the veteran group of talented SoCal players. Rukkus is on the board, 25-21. We will be right back in a few minutes with set number 2. A lot more volleyball coming your way. Stay tuned. Thanks everyone for tuning in live on YouTube. This is Rob St. Clair again. Last match of the weekend. Let me know in the YouTube chat. I'm watching the YouTube chat pretty much the whole match. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you're rooting for here between Irvine Xtreme and Rukkus. Let me know if anything's going wrong with the live stream, which has been the case earlier this weekend, but I'm pretty sure we got everything figured out here in this one. Also, if you like what you're seeing here, make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Got a big regular season worth of volleyball planned. All 5 of our Tier 1 squads, several more Tier 2 squads, all going to be in action throughout the next several months on through the summer. Any details that have been announced, you can find on the website. The link should be in the description of this YouTube video here. So any info you want to know about the VLA, check our various platforms or put it in the YouTube chat. I'll answer if I can. I am Rob St. Clair, by the way. Thanks for hanging out with me. I think we're going to see something for Rukkus that we saw a little bit in the match this morning that I was not expecting. And that is Michael Wexter, number 1 in red, at the setter position. You may know him as an All-American opposite from Pepperdine a couple years ago. But not this time. An equally unexpected Kaveen Vaz at the opposite. Tipped over the top of the block brilliantly by Humes, who's had an outstanding weekend scoring with the off-speed. Vaz normally a pretty formidable middle blocker. but definitely capable of hammering some balls on the right side, and obviously a scary blocker over there as well. Good idea on the serve that time by Mon, trying to work on Paulo's short, but a little bit too short. As Rukkus gets out of rotation one the easy way. Mon to Humes on the right side, crushed down the line, dug by Como right into the ceiling. Evans can have a swing at this. Deflected and handled by DuPont. Rolled over by Taylor Galliano, who's inserted into the match, and here's a first look at Vaz offensively. Galliano again, tipped over the top, dug by Wexter. Lou sets DuPont on the left side, dug by Palos. Good rally developing here. Evans tipped down the line, dug by Mon, who makes a great read. Wexter to Vaz, absolutely destroyed, sharp cross court, and finally, a pretty wacky rally. Ends with the Kaveen Vaz put away. Taylor Galliano, number 13 in blue, another Grand Canyon University product, was absolutely outstanding in the match against Rukkus this morning, and that's a really nice put away by Mason Humes on the right side that time. Excellent hand pass by Palos. What a block that time! Galliano right on cue, closing the door on Nick Capricio. And there was a set this morning, I believe it was set 4 in this same matchup, where Taylor Galliano had, I think, 5, maybe even 6 stuff blocks all by himself. It was a ridiculous singular blocking performance. Rukkus, though, did go on to win that match in 5 sets. Looking to do the same here after taking set number 1, 25-21. Not a good service there that time by Capricio. Rotation 3 receive here. We'll see how comfortable Michael Wexter gets in the setter spot. I know he played that position in high school, but certainly not at this high of a level before. What a rip that is. Rattles around the ceiling. It's actually kept alive. Thanen sends it over, but into the ceiling on the third contact is out of bounds. And just to clarify the situation with the ceiling, normally in the VLA we use the international rule of a ball into the ceiling is immediately out of bounds, but in this particular gym, pretty low ceilings that come into play often. So we're going to let it play, except when you're sending the ball over the net like that time. Galliano with the service error there. But a pretty good trip to the line, forcing that effectively an ace on the previous point. Rukkus trails by 1. Vaz serving at 4-5. Conservative standing floater that time to keep the ball in play. Is that Canijo in as an outside hitter? Yes, it is. Puna Canijo, number 8 in blue. A normal setter, and a good one at that. In here to play some outside hitter for Irvine Xtreme. A couple guys playing outside their traditional positions. What a rip by DuPont that time down the line. I'm telling you, number 7's explosive. He's got a huge left arm, and he really likes to hit that ball down the line. If the block leaves it for him, he will take advantage. 6-5. Nice delivery by Wexter, but the stuff block is good from Andrew Pearson, who, again, not a traditional middle blocker. Probably has the highlight of the match so far in that ridiculous bounce in set 1. And a couple good block moves. That's the hard part of the middle blocker position, obviously, is the blocking end. As DuPont misses that serve out of bounds. Here's Matt Evans serving for Rukkus, who keyed the run at the end of set 1 that ended up winning Rukkus the set. Nice pass that time by Lou, and another hammer out of the middle by Pearson. Man, that dude is springy. I really like his game from the outside pin as well, but just taking an element of pure physicality to the middle right now. Not that tall, at only about 6'4", at least compared to the average middle on this level. Mon with an offensive setter opportunity. Throws that ball into the block. This is Humes on the left side. Dug by Como. Oh, what a set by Vaz! And sharp cross court put away by Luis Palos. Kevin Vaz moving from the middle to the right side in this match. And I know that he wants you all to know that he is a multi-talented and versatile individual. And in his own words, quite similar, he might say, to your favorite household cleaning product. A lot of uses for big number 27 in red. Humes passes that jump serve into the ceiling, still kept alive. You can actually have a swing at this off the head of Capricio and out of play. So that's a big break that time for Team IX as they get a pretty fortunate bounce off the ceiling off a very good jump serve by Jacob Thanen. Here's Pearson. Good float serve that time. Evans to Vaz. Oh, and a straight down stuff block that time by Mason Humes. Deflected off Vaz on its way out of bounds. And a pretty predictable set that time from Wexter to Vaz, but a good move by the Irvine double block. They led by 3 momentarily before that service error. Now 8 serving 10 Rukkus. With Michael Wexter, who's vicious from the service line, not going for it, not going for the jump spinner anyway this weekend. With a glass wall a little bit too close behind him from the end line for comfort in his taste. Galliano wrist away right on the sideline. That's a really nice swing by number 13 in blue, finding the range. Rotation 1 receive here for Rukkus. Let's see if Vaz gets a look over on the left side. Pretty good pass. He does indeed. Sharp cross court. What a dig by Lou. Canijo crossbody out of the pipe. Vaz again overpowers the block of Galliano and scores off the deflection. Puna Canijo very quietly inserted into the game here at the outside hitter spot, but that kid can play. Another Hawaiian, a very versatile all-around player, is another tape-trickling ace serve. Lucky break for Rukkus once again, that time Luis Palos into the ace column on the stat sheet. Perfect pass that time by Kevin Lou. Humes on the right side, nice range. Nice high contact point. Cross court in between Wexter and Vaz. Humes back to serve here. I want to see Wexter set a little bit of middle. I know he's comfortable doing so. Evans, nice block touch, slowed down Humes. Little miscommunication there. Canijo actually is able to send it over on the third contact. Into the tape, Capricio. DePonte on the right side, and another off-speed shot that scores. And IX that time gets away with a little bit of a miscommunication. Nice play by Canijo, keeping that ball alive. And a timeout here from Rukkus, now trailing by 3. We saw something very similar in the last set. But Rukkus took that timeout and ran with it, ending up 4 points clear by the time the set was over. So we'll see what happens with the momentum here in this match. Humes out of the timeout. The Rukkus offense just hasn't looked super confident, at least in this rotation. This is Vaz on the right side, straight over the top of the block, and that is absolutely unstoppable. Just heard a "do more of that" chant from the Rukkus bench, and I agree with him. If you can have Vaz contacting the ball at the top of the antenna, just feed the man. Perfect pass by Humes. DePonte cross court, missed it just out of bounds, wide of the sideline. Only one blocker against him, and that's definitely a missed opportunity for Irvine. Aparicio serving and playing some left back defense here against Irvine's rotation 2, working down the line on Humes. Nice spinning pass that time. Canijo off the block of Oz and out of play. Nice delivery that time from Mon to his fellow setter Canijo, but in the outside hitter spot this time. Tools the block of Kaveen Vaz. This will be Galliano to serve, who we saw have an ace last time, or pretty much an ace last time. We know he's got the arm for it. Rotation 3 here for Rukkus. See if he goes after Como and right back over there. The Rukkus libero. Nice rip again, handled pretty well by Paulus. Wexter to the outside to Evans. Tipped into the block of Pearson and unable to be covered. And another stuff block by number 11 in blue. Want to ask him what his experience playing in middle is. I feel like a lot of above average kids at a young age, or coaches will just see him and put him in the middle. Above average height, that is. Some people get stuck there for their entire careers, like myself, for example. Another rip of a serve by Galliano. It ends up being an ace. With a lot of heat and located in a seam in between two passers, and that is a recipe for success if you are a jump server. (16-12) Irvine. Another rip and another ace by Galliano. What a serving performance, man. This guy is really doing everything on the weekend. Galliano again. Can he get the rare 3 in a row? Maybe. Oh, no, that ball rescued by Thanen as it went out of bounds. But Vaz on the right side. Did he get the block touch? No. Galliano continuing to turn up the heat from the service line. And now a 6-point lead for Irvine, 18-12. This got out of hand in a hurry if you're a Rukkus fan. That time a little underneath that ball by Galliano, but the damage was definitely done. Great trip to the service line for the big middle blocker. And now a substitution here for Rukkus, number 24 in red, Liam Maxwell. Outside hitter out of New Jersey. Replaces Matt Evans. Easy serve that time by Vaz. Pearson cross body, high off the hands and down. A diving Vaz couldn't make the defensive play. Pearson, Huntington Beach, California native out of Long Beach City College. One of several very good and very competitive community colleges in Southern California. Maxwell into the block, covered somehow. Thanen, but Vaz, a back row player, just has to send over a free ball. Pearson again explodes wrist away. And Noli Mon deserves a lot of credit for the offense that he's running on the Irvine side right now. Playing with the lead obviously helps, but he's getting his hot guys going offensively, and Pearson, the hottest of them all right now. Wexter to Maxwell, into the block, covered by Thanen. Tap to the back row. Maxwell again with another chance down the line. Really, really good dig by Mon. Or no, that was DuPont, excuse me, with the defensive play. Wexter to Vaz out of the back row. Excellent set that time by Michael Wexter, and Vaz makes no mistake about that one. Putting it away off Mason Humes in the back line. I'm a fan of the Kaveen Vaz opposite experiment, I gotta say. Just take one of your very best athletes and one of your biggest arms, put him on the right side where he's gonna get a lot of balls. That's high level volleyball right there, especially in the men's game these days. Nice pass that time by Humes. Oh, Pearson with a little misconnection that time. Tried to be really sneaky. Missed that ball well out of bounds off some interesting hand contact, to say the least. Maxwell again. Nice pass by Humes. Kaniho on the left side, off the outside hand of Wexter and out of play. And Kaniho looking smooth at that outside hitter spot. I like his all-around versatile game. Nice vision, taking advantage of some forgiving outside hands of pin blockers that he's using to score some points here. Nice float serve, working on Maxwell's hands. Feigning out of the middle, did he get the touch? Rukkus begging for it. I did not see one. 22-15 now for Irvine. On the verge of tying this thing up at a set apiece. You knew this match was going to be competitive, and an ace serve right on cue. Kaniho with the nasty floater that handcuffed Maxwell. Deflects straight to the floor off his platform. Now an 8-point lead, a huge turnaround. It all started with that Galliano service run. Sharp cross-court blast by Palos. But into the ceiling, off of Humes, and over the net to the Rukkus side, therefore out of play. Feignin, another dangerous server in the middle blocker spot. That's a pretty good rip. But Humes very casually ducks out of the way to watch that one go out of bounds and bring up set point for Irvine Xtreme. 8 of them, 24-16. Good serve that time by Pearson. Oh, good read by Vaz that time. Paulo's sharp cross court dug by Pearson. Kaniho, of course, a normal setter with a beautiful delivery to the outside, and Wexter can't quite run it down. Mason Humes puts the punctuation on the end of set number 2, 25-16. A very impressive comeback performance by Team IX, and we are all tied up. One set apiece. We got at least 4 sets coming your way here in the last match of the weekend. We will see which lineups the two teams put out there in the next set. We'll be back in set 3 in just a moment. All right, let's see who is showing up on the floor here for the two teams to start set number 3. Jeff Schmidt's back, could only be the setter for Rukkus. Michael Wexler in as well, so it looks like he's at his natural opposite position. Maxwell and Palos, the outside hitters for Rukkus, in red on the near side of your screen. Wexler hangs through the air, tapped up by Humes. And kept alive somehow. Oh, a free ball kill. I don't even know what to say about that play. Some very strange and confusing net exchanges, but eventually Noli Mon, number 15 in blue. A set kill, just casually overhand sets that ball to the back line, and Rukkus just watches it fall. Pretty weird play there. Nice float serve that time by Mon. Wexler again out of the back row down the line, dug by Liu. Another attempt at a set kill and pokeyed by Como on one, and that hit just barely out of bounds by Luis Palos. Quick 2-0 start this set for Irvine Xtreme. Galliano stays in the match at the middle. Great read by Kevin Liu. DuPont into the block, and he's thrown back to the floor by Jacob Thanen. Rukkus apparently has figured out DuPont's propensity for using that off-speed shot offensively. Important block that time for Rukkus to avoid digging too big of a hole to start the set. There's Galliano out of the middle. Did he get the touch on its way out of bounds? No. Palos doing a nice job there helping as the outside blocker against the middle. Those two guys are taking up a lot of space there. Galliano again, this time rejected by Thanen. Big number 22 in red is all over that one. Expecting the repeat set from Mondo Galliano. Who will we see in rotation one this time? DuPont on the left side, high into the hands, deflected easily. Pretty much a free ball opportunity here. Palos on the left side, dug by Canijo. Set that time to Humes, dug by Schmitz. Oh, brilliant set by Como. Palos cross court, missed it out of bounds. Some questions on the Rukkus side about a touch. I thought that was just a little bit missed hand contact. Now we're tied up at 3. Wexler so ridiculously high in the air. And it is more natural, or at the very least high-level experienced position. Throwing him out there on a pin and let him go up and rip some balls. Did that ball touch the block before the antenna? I don't think so. Called right away correctly by our officiating crew. DuPont tried to slap that ball with his offhand, his right hand to tool the block, but he caught the antenna first. Good serve that time by Palos. Canijo rejected by Wexler. A very big, scary block. Michael Wexler and Jacob Thanen, both a good 6'6" and both very physical and high jumping. Rukkus creating some momentum here, asserting their dominance at the net. Galliano thrown through the block and to the floor on the Rukkus side. For serving 6, Galliano, you saw what he did in set number 2 from the service line. Let's see what he's got here. What he's got is to hammer it out of bounds, and I respect him going for it, obviously. Well watched by Como. Vaz back into the middle in this set, number 27 in red. Rotation 3 receive here for Irvine. Some confusion about whose turn it was to serve. Something. Thanen with the floater this time. Canijo tipped over the block, picked up easily by Schmitz. This will be Wexler in transition on the right, high off the hands and dug by Humes. Canijo into the block. Can Maxwell run this down? Yes. But Thanen crashes into the bench, trying to follow it up. Let me know if the sound is okay now. I think we fixed the problem. Vaz crossbody detonates in the middle. Here's Wexter from the service line. Rotation 4, receive here for Irvine. Canijo right through a tiny little seam. No doubt about that one. And Canijo, of course, a traditional setter. Using some nice vision in the outside hitter position here the last couple sets. Nice pass there by Maxwell. Gets his ball on the outside. What a cover by Como. Overpassed, and Schmitz with the swing is rejected one-on-one by Mason Humes. Wow, what a crazy play that was. Canijo continuing to serve. Irvine right back into this thing at 7, serving 8. Did Maxwell get a piece of the block? Yes, he did. No touch called by either up or down official, and that's going to be the call that stands. So no touch against Irvine. I'm not sure. That play happened pretty quickly. Maxwell with a good attempt there, but it ends up being a hitting error. And I suppose the ball never lies with the service error coming from Canijo that time. (9-8) Rukkus. Good rip that time by Maxwell. Oh, what a lucky break. Andrew Pearson straight down into the tape, and it rolls over and falls on the Rukkus side. Service error that time by Pearson, trying to work the far sideline. We've seen a lot of these guys from Rukkus play a lot of different positions, and I guess for Irvine too, as well, for that matter. A lot of good, talented, versatile volleyball players out here on the floor right now. Surprised that wasn't called a net violation. Scooped out by Humes. Or Schmitz, excuse me. Nice swing by Paulus over the top of the block, but kept alive. This is Humes, rattles it through the block and dug by Wexter. Tipped over by Paulus, but it grazes the antenna on its way over. Tied up at 10. Thanen is rejected by Galliano. What a read that time by number 13 in blue. Man, this guy is everywhere. Irvine takes the lead, 11-10. Good pass this time by Maxwell. Wexter coming out of the back row. And a terrible hand contact. That ball sprayed way out of bounds. Couple points in a row here for Irvine, and Rukkus wants a timeout to talk it over. 12-10 the score. Irvine with a nice little push here in set number 3. We'll be right back. (12-10) Irvine out of the timeout in a pretty good service rotation for them. Rotation 6 receive here for Rukkus. Schmitz with a setter dump, slapped up by Galliano. This might have to come over on 3. Yes, it does. Paulo, sharp cross court, and he puts it away, plus an Irvine net violation. And exactly what the doctor ordered for Rukkus and Red on the near side out of that timeout. Now some better rotations for them coming up with Schmitz back at the service line. Perfect pass that time by Canijo. Humes on the right side off the block of Palos and puts it away down the line. Humes again. Tight pass and crushed on the overpass by Puna Canijo. Definite passing mistake that time by Como, a very rare one. And Canijo, we saw him in the last match, one of the guys, as a setter. You saw Schmitz there duck out of the way as a back row player. You saw Canijo do that exact same thing and get blasted in the head for his trouble. Nice run that time and put away by Jacob Thanen. Here's Palos' team trailing by 2. Good float serve. This is a good rotation here for Rukkus. Canijo off the block of Wexter and out of play. And Canijo is continuing to have a lot of success tooling the block of the outside hand of whatever right side blocker he's faced at the time. Not afraid of really anything up there. I like that. Galliano bringing the heat. This is Maxwell on the left side, high in the hands of DuPont and picked up by Mon. DuPont into the head, I believe. Head maybe rattled through the arms of Thanen and out of play. Excellent pickup that time by Noli Mon off the block touch. It turns into an Irvine point and now a 4-point lead with a dangerous server at the line. Good pass that time by Palos. Cross body by Thanen. Another brilliant dig. Oh, barely kept alive this time. Free ball here for Irvine. Canijo tipped over the top. Diving Schmitz makes the play. Palos sends over a free ball. Where does Mon go this time? Pearson over the top of the block. Tipped. Picked up by Como. Maxwell dug by Humes in the back row. Canijo again. High into the hands. Covered easily. DuPont absolutely destroyed sharp cross court. What a point that was, and Irvine walks away with it after a million digs and block touches, it seemed like. But now 17-12. That could be a huge turning point in this entire match, especially considering how dangerous of a server Taylor Galliano is. Great one, right on cue, right on the net. Rescued by Schmitz, slapped over as a free ball. Miscommunication there. Mon to DuPont again, and another off-speed choice. Timeout called here by Rukkus, letting this thing, feeling at least like this thing slipping away. (18-12), an impressive performance here from Irvine. Rukkus here using a lot of different lineup combinations, trying to search for something that works offensively and creates some chemistry and some energy, and I think they have yet to find the matching puzzle pieces. Galliano again out of the timeout. See if Rukkus cooled him off just a little bit. Nope, that's a good rip and a beautiful pass by Maxwell. Did Thanen get the touch? No. Back wall on a fly and a big missed opportunity that time off a very good pass. And this recent run by Irvine, very similar to what we saw in set 2. This pretty much becoming a formality at this point in this 7-point lead. Another rip by Galliano. Maxwell pounds that ball through a seam in the block and down. And Rukkus needed that one desperately. Vaz back to the front row, Thanen to serve, looking to return the favor from his counterpart middle blocker, Taylor Galliano, on the other side of the net. Float serve handled pretty well by Humes. Pearson out of the middle, barely squirts it over the tape and down. I think that's 2 kills now in this set from Andrew Pearson of that very similar nature. Sometimes the ball bounces your way in volleyball. Hand pass by Paulos. This is Maxwell on the left side through a seam in the block again. And another termination for number 24 in red, whose game I've really been impressed by this entire weekend. Controls the ball well, has a great arm, good range offensively. Contacts the ball high. What more could you ask for in an outside hitter? Canijo tipped over the top, dug by a diving Wexter. Big opportunity here for Maxwell. Rolled into the donut and he scores. Another really nice off-speed choice. And Rukkus climbs back within 5. Nice defense that time by Michael Wexter. Diving with a backhanded paddle to keep that ball alive. Dumped over by Mon, but read easily by Como. This is Wexter out of the back row. Detonated down the line. Outstanding read by Garrett Komisarek, number 21 in black once again. Wexter again, trying to get his team back into this thing. Definitely not over yet, and thrown to the floor on the center, dumped by Liam Maxwell, who makes another excellent read. I think 4 points in a row now in this run for Rukkus. Now 17-20. This all of a sudden got very interesting. Good pass by Lou. The slide to Pearson right inside the deep line corner. Nice looking swing there, and not something that you see very often in the men's game. I think it caught Rukkus a little bit by surprise. Obviously a staple in the women's game, that middle blocker slide run behind the setter, jumping off of 1 foot. You just don't see men run that nearly as often for some reason. Maxwell, nice block touch by Mon. Canijo threw a seam in the block out of the pipe. Overpassed on the dig by Paulos. Humes, really good block just to slow it down. This is Maxwell again. One-handed block by Mon. He almost gets away with it. Another swing, and this time Maxwell makes no doubt about it. Now 18-21. This got really tight really quickly after it looked like Irvine was going to walk away with this set. The insertion of Liam Maxwell has been a huge difference in this set and part of the last set for Rukkus. Just outside the sideline, that's less than a ball width out of bounds for sure, but a service error nonetheless. Pearson working on Maxwell, perfect pass. Paulos tipped cross court to the floor. Both teams a little confused, maybe asking for a double contact call, but none given. Rukkus back within 3. Nice float serve that time by Vaz. Overpass, and Thanen hits it out of bounds. Too much cross-body that time. I think Noliman did just enough to make his presence felt. And a big missed opportunity there from Rukkus, now 23-19. That's a huge play. Wexter out of the back row again, deflects high off the block, but out of play. And that is really, if it ain't broke, don't fix it for Rukkus. Wexter heating up pretty nicely here, especially out of the back row. Just look how high the guy jumps. In good size at about 6'5". Humes on the right side. Somebody committed a net violation, and it was Humes of Irvine Xtreme. So now the deficit down to 2. 21-23 now with Schmidt serving. And a tough rotation for Irvine to get out of. We'll see where Mon goes here. DuPont on the left side. I think into the head of Wexter and out of play. Yes, indeed. Might have gotten Wexter right in the face. That is a risk sometimes when you jump as freakishly high as Michael Wexter does. A lot of people at remotely high levels of volleyball have gotten hit on the face while blocking. That one looked pretty painful, and a little lull in the action there, enough to cool down the server Mason Humes. And a donation of a point to Rukkus. Now 22-24, but 2 more set points for Irvine Xtreme. DuPont down the line. What a dig by Como. Canijo rolled, picked up by Schmitz. Big opportunity here. Maxwell on the left side. Dug by Humes. What a move that time by Thanen. Taking away the cross-court angle from Canijo in stuffed block fashion. And this thing is not over yet. 23-24. A crazy turnaround. This set was 19-12. An 11-5 run. Canijo for the set. Into the block again. And out of bounds. We're going to extra points. What a comeback by Rukkus. 24-24. Remember, you must win by 2. Cannot believe that Rukkus is about to pull this off. Did Thanen touch that ball? No. Sent over by Canijo. Maxwell detonates it. Sharp cross-court 1-on-1. The run continues, and now an almost impossible thought 10 minutes ago. Rukkus has a set point here in set number 3. What a turnaround. 25-24, and Irvine wants timeout. Wow, what a set this turned out to be. 25-24, Rukkus out of the timeout. If you're Irvine Xtreme right now, you thought this set was in the bag 10 minutes ago. Big opportunity here for both teams in a pivotal moment in this match. Trying to close out the weekend the way they both want to in the win column. Remember, we're tied up at a set apiece. This could go a long way. What happens here in the next few seconds? Paulo's perfect serve working on Lou. This is DuPont on the right side, down the line, and right on the sideline. An absolute bomb by Aaron DuPont that time, right on the sideline. So Irvine stays alive in 25-25. How deep will we go into extra points? But look who's at the service line. Taylor Galliano, who's done so much damage in the last 2 sets. Good rip that time. Well off the net, pass by Como. Paulo sets Maxwell into a double block. Nice high touch, but a stab by Canijo, barely unable to keep that one in play. And a crucial point there for Rukkus, taking a very hot server off the service line. And now a big opportunity here. Rotation 3 receive here for Irvine, but a massive blocking rotation for Rukkus with Vaz into the match. Thanen's got to serve this ball in, and he does. Straight down stuff block by Wexter against Canijo, and that is it. What a comeback. Rukkus down 19-12. and a 15-6 +9 run. They come storming back and they win set number 3, 27-25, in what was unthinkable about 15 minutes ago, a crazy turnaround. Rukkus takes a crucial 2-1 lead in the match, and we'll be right back with set number 4. This has gotten really good. Don't go anywhere. I want to take this moment in the set break to thank a couple of our sponsors and partners. Smack Sportswear, our apparel provider. Mikasa, the official volleyball of the VLA. Swish Live, our live streaming platform. And, of course, the Volleyball Festival, a huge juniors event going on in the Phoenix area this weekend that hosted us last night at State Farm Stadium and NFL football stadium, which was an incredible place to play volleyball. Shout-outs to all those organizations for their continued support of the VLA, this event, and all season long. Although this match is the last match of the weekend, there is so much more volleyball to come from the VLA in the year 2021. With circumstances the way that they are surrounding the pandemic, some things can't be announced until pretty shortly before the events, just to make sure that all the details are ironed out and everything is happening as we plan. But we have a great calendar, at least in theory, of incredible high-level volleyball events all over the United States, featuring all 5 of our Tier 1 teams, several new Tier 2 teams like these two you're watching right now, and just a tremendously promising pattern of growth of the game, which is exactly what we all want to see. So thank you guys so much for being a part of it, watching on YouTube all weekend long. Back to the match. Rukkus coming back, storming back, and stealing set number 3. How does Irvine respond? Does that deflate them? Do they kind of lay down, or do they battle back? We will see, as it looks like Keaton Berry is going to re-enter the match here in the middle blocker spot. Galliano taking some well-earned rest, but that takes his tremendous service threat away, at least for the moment. Schmidt starting off from the service line. Crushed crossbody by Pearson. My goodness, that guy is explosive. Wow, what a bomb that was. Also want to note Keone Coronado into the match at outside hitter for Irvine Xtreme, replacing Puna Canijo. Schmitz to Wexter, who tips it down the line right on the sideline. I think it should be against the rules if you jump as high as Wexter does to do anything but hit the ball as hard as you can. Here's Palos now. Again! Oh, I'm not sure if that ball indeed was out of bounds. Called wide to the sideline. That would have been electric if that had caught a piece of the court, but a hitting error unfortunately charged to Andrew Pearson. Palos again. Rukkus leads 2-1. Good move by Coronado down the line. This is Humes on the right side. Power tipped off the fingertips of Liam Maxwell and down. And again, Mason Humes continues his outstanding performance on the weekend, at least from the standpoint of off-speed offense. Maybe the best in the league this weekend at scoring points without full power on his arm swing. Good hand pass by Palos. Wexter straight down the line, and absolutely no doubt about that one. Pretty good move from Lou to at least get a hand on it. This is Thanen serving, who was part of the keying of the run. At least when IX got to set point in the last set that brought Rukkus back, but that time at least no stakes surrounding that service error out of bounds. Barry back into the match here. Pearson serving against Rukkus rotation 3. Nice float serve. Almost gets behind Palos. This is Wexter on the right side. Cross court off the fingertips and in the deep cross court corner. Kevin Vaz back into the front row in the middle blocker spot for Rukkus. See how long it takes him to get involved here. You know how formidable of a blocker he is. Barely kept alive. Free ball opportunity here for Schmitz and Rukkus. This is Maxwell high off the hands of DuPont and covered. Rejection by Kevin Vaz right on cue. Closing the door on Keone Coronado. Excellent penetration there by number 27 in black. And that really is 27 in red, excuse me. That really is a terrifying block to go against. This is DuPont on the right side into the block again, and 2 blocks in a row for Kevin Vaz. Maxwell there as well. Vaz, an interesting story. Born in Paris, France, but went to high school in Florida in the U.S., played collegiately at Cal Baptist. That program was cut before his senior year. So he finished his degree there, but had one more. Oh, great dig that time by Humes. Who's going to win this point first? A heck of a rally, an outstanding choice that time by Maxwell. Swiping that ball off the block. But just to finish that thought, Vaz chose to finish his degree at Cal Baptist, but had another year of eligibility to burn. Used it and went to Pepperdine for graduate school, where it teamed up with Michael Wexter for the 2019 season, as well as Chicago Iceman MVP Dave Wyzorek. So a lot of Pepperdine talent representing the VLA this year. Nice dig that time by Como. Right on the net, though, and put away. Cross-body by Keaton Berry. Here's Aaron DuPont. He's quietly having himself a really good match at the right pin for Irvine. Vaz into the block of Keaton Berry. Really nice touch. This is Humes out of the pipe, but an excellent read by Kevin Vaz again. Just as I say, we haven't really heard from him in a while. 3 blocks in a row in this front row trip through the rotation for number 27 in red, and a great read there. Maxwell back to serve, 8-4 Rukkus. This is Coronado, who has a good jump spinner. See if he goes after Palos, the front row outside. That time working Como's side platform. Vaz is rejected by Barry. And that looked to me like a straight-up commit by Keaton Barry. He was worried about blocking nobody else on that play other than Kaveen Vaz. And that certainly paid off. Irvine now within 2. Palos down the line off the block of Mon and out of play. Vaz back to serve here. Hand pass by Barry. The give and go to Barry. What a diving cover that is by Lou. But Humes unfortunately couldn't rescue it before it hits the antenna. So a point for Rukkus on serve. That was a heck of a play by Kevin Liu in coverage. Remember, the kid's only 19 years old, a freshman in college. Another good pass that time by Liu. Beautiful delivery by Mon to the outside. And Humes with authority, sharp cross court. And that is the type of young talent and the potential that this Irvine Xtreme team has. It's been so much fun to watch them this weekend. Their progression from last night against Phoenix to this match 3 matches later. Not a good service error that time by Barry, well wide. This is Schmitz with a 4-point lead for Rukkus. Pretty good pass from Lou. Humes high into the hands. Pursuit is legal. This can be sent back over by Schmitz. Free ball opportunity here. Pearson high into the hands. Schmitz runs this down again. Into the ceiling. Creates a little bit of trouble, but another free ball here for IX. Where do they go? Humes again high into the hands of Wexter, covered. Humes again. What a play by Como, diving to make the pancake play. And Maxwell finally puts it away. What a play that is by Rukkus. Incredible defense. Jeff Schmitz with 2 unbelievable hustle plays, running towards the Rukkus bench out of right back, and then maybe the pancake play of the weekend by Garrett Kamizarek, number 21 in black. That was outrageous. Nice short float serve, well read by Lou, right on the net. No call there as Mon is a front row setter. A little bit of confusion here. Wexter on the right side, tipped over, well read by Humes. DuPont a little out of position there on the back row. This ball rattles up through the ceiling twice, and now sent over as a free ball by Como. Humes into the block of Wexter, but another great cover by Lou. Off the block of Palos and down the line, DuPont with the kill. There is some great defense being played by both teams in this match. And in both teams' 3rd match of the day, you would not be at all surprised if fatigue were part of the equation. None visible here for either group of defenders. Another incredible play that time by Coronado. Wexter, sharp cross court, and Lou can't quite get his body around that ball. I am blown away by the level of defense that we're seeing right now between these two teams. One of the very few knocks on the game of men's volleyball is that rallies end too quickly. Not in this matchup. That's a great block touch to create a chance here for Rukkus. Maxwell on the left side, rolled over the top, really well read by Pearson. DuPont is rejected by Wexter. And deflected off of Aaron DuPont on its way out of bounds. And I think a timeout here coming from Irvine. Yes, it is. Trailing now by 6. Hey, if you think a 6-point deficit is too much to come back from, especially this early in the set, you have not been paying attention, because Rukkus came back from 19-12 down just 1 set ago. This is far from over here in set number 4. Paulo serving out of the timeout. Big moment here in rotation 1 for Irvine Xtreme. They've got to get out of this quickly. Humes on the right side. Hammered down the line, but just barely out of bounds. Big missed opportunity that time. I like that rip down the line. A little bit too much wrist away spin. Misses the sideline. Now 15-8 in favor of the men in red. Nice set by Humes to the outside. DuPont sends over a free ball. Schmitz here to Wexter. Nice block touch, slows it down. Coronado makes the play. DuPont again into the block, is covered, but the second touch can't quite be made after a little bit of a miscommunication. The run continues for Rukkus, and Irvine Xtreme remains trapped. Oh, very interesting substitution here. We're doing a 1-for-1 middle blocker sub, Taylor Galliano for Keaton Berry, but that's taking the libero, Kevin Liu, out of the match. So no libero on the floor right now as DuPont buries that ball into the net from the left side. Galliano has played some opposite this weekend. We know he's pretty versatile, but is he really an upgrade over a starting libero? We will see. Doesn't matter, I suppose, as Palos lets the run end on the service error. Galliano remains in the game. Maxwell here on the left side, turned and smoked down the line. I don't think Mon expected that ball to be turned down that direction. Neither did I, to be honest. That's amazing range by number 24 in red. 18-9 now, a commanding advantage for Rukkus. This is Coronado on the left, into the block of Vaz, but covered. DuPont, sharp cross court, but can't clear the tape from the very narrow angle. And now 19-9, 10 points. This thing is getting out of hand pretty quickly. Canijo going to come in here. This time is an opposite, replacing Aaron DuPont. Irvine Xtreme really using every possible lineup combination to try and stay alive in this match. Good pass by Coronado. Another hammer out of the middle by Pearson. That dude is just all over the highlight reel this match. Just amazing offensive explosiveness. Very excited to rewatch this match on YouTube later and see all the dents in the floorboards that Andrew Pearson has made. Now 10 serving 19. Vaz, equally ridiculous out of the middle. Oh my goodness. Oh man. These guys are just teeing off on the ball right now. They've all played 3 matches today, and they're still this explosive. Just incredible to watch. 20-10, Rukkus on the verge. Great bump set from Mon. Thrown to the floor by Schmitz, but kept alive. Confusion there. Where does Schmitz go here on the free ball? Maxwell again. Roll shot. Pancake play made by Humes. Maxwell off the block of Canijo and out of bounds down the line. Man, the defensive intensity just continues for both of these teams. Mason Humes' his turn that time to make an incredible pancake play, but Rukkus does still walk away with the point. Good serve that time by Wexter. Coronado a little bit out of system. Back wall on a fly, not enough topspin. Good serving that time by Wexter. Forcing the middle blocker. Yeah, Andrew Pearson, a middle blocker. We know he can play outside, but still no libero on the floor right now for Irvine Xtreme. Very confusing. Canijo right on the sideline off the tape cross court. But 22-11, Irvine Xtreme getting doubled up here after the crazy barn burner that was set number 3. Rukkus has put this one out of reach pretty quickly, and another service error that time drifts just long. Maxwell again, 2 more points. Can he serve it out in style? Nope, not that time. What has Coronado got? Does he have a miracle in him? Paulus keeps that one in play. Sharp cross court. This is coming outside to Humes. Did he get the block touch on Kaveen Vaz? Yes, he did. Nice high swing. Just barely grazes the fingertips of Kaveen Vaz. And just the ever so slightest change of direction able to be detected by our officials here. Great pass that time by Paulus. He gets this ball smoked down the line, but dug by Canijo. Unfortunately into the ceiling. And that brings up a plethora of match points for SoCal's Team Rukkus. 24-13. Kaveen Vaz with the honors. Will he go for the jump spinner? Yes, he will. No harm done in that service error, of course. And now it is all up to Keaton Berry of Team IX. Good short serve. Paulus for the match. Absolutely destroyed cross court, and that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, what a match that was. 25-14, a dominant set 4 by SoCal's Rukkus, and they take the series sweep against their SoCal VLA Tier 2 rivals. But extremely competitive matches all weekend long from both of these VLA Tier 2 squads. I'm so impressed with what I saw from both of these teams. So Rukkus finishes their weekend at 2-2 with 6 points in the standings. Phoenix Ascension, a very impressive 4-0, 11 points. And Irvine Xtreme 0-4, but they do grab a point by virtue of the 5-set loss this morning. Thanks, Jeff. Great playing, buddy. Thank you. Awesome volleyball all weekend long, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to grab one of the Rukkus guys to interview really quickly on stream. But after that, that will be it for us from Phoenix. Thanks for tuning in all weekend long. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're going to be cutting a bunch of highlights and a bunch more content from this weekend coming out the next several weeks. A lot of awesome material to choose from, obviously, all weekend long. So a ton to look forward to for the VLA. Stay tuned to all our channels for what's next for the league in the 2021 regular season. A lot of big stuff on the calendar we'll be announcing very, very soon. Let's go hear what one of the Rukkus guys has to say.
Thanks for announcing, bro.
Of course, my pleasure.
My parents were saying how good you were.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Liam Maxwell, ladies and gentlemen, just an incredible match and really just an incredible weekend for you guys. 3 matches in a day is a lot.
Sure.
First of all, how did you guys, I don't know, stay motivated, keep your energy high enough to get past a pretty scrappy young team like Irvine there in your 3rd match of the day? That's a lot of volleyball.
Yeah, scrappy's the right word, and they do not let up. But I think the biggest thing for us was just the chemistry, because we've never played together really. I'm definitely a new guy. I know Wexter's a new guy. I know Voss. But, you know, we were a bunch of individual talents, but we really came together today, and it felt really good towards the end. So that was the biggest thing. I think the chemistry was great. I think we're a bunch of good dudes, and we like each other on and off the court.
Well, that's what volleyball's all about, and that's what was so fun for us to watch all weekend long is the development of both you guys and Irvine from the first matches last night all through the matches today. It just gives us so much optimism for the future. So I want to ask about defense, because you guys defensively, what's up, CJ, were unbelievable. Really both teams, honestly. Como flying all over the place, Jeff flying all over the place, yourself as well once you got inserted in there. Talk to me about defensive mindset, because in a match when you're this tired, you know, it could be really easy to just say, I don't really know if I can get that ball.
Right. Dude, again, I think that comes off of chemistry, because I know me and Como had a great relationship, great communication. I was given line almost all day, and I knew that he had my line, and I had so much faith in him. Me and Vaz were closing great. I mean, his block is just unbelievable. He had some things. I was shaking my head. Our block was awesome, and we just knew that our guy Como was cleaning up everything else. So just that faith in each other, man, it permeated through everything, for sure.
How about yourself offensively? I was really impressed by your range. You were able to turn a lot of balls down the line that several people, myself included, did not expect to be possible. And then the occasional cross-court hammer. So talk me a little bit through your vision process offensively.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to give credit to my setters. Wexter and Jeff, those dudes are studs, man. They've been around the game for a long time. They've played a lot of high level. As far as myself, I always felt like I was a little undersized, so I had to develop a ton of shots. I couldn't get away with just banging through. I had to go high line. I had to go little roll shots. So from an early age, I was like, I got to develop my whole game, or else I'm not going to be able to hang with these massive blocks out here.
Well, you certainly hung around, man. I'm so excited for the volleyball that you guys put on all weekend long. It's great for the league. It's great for the future. And I don't know, man. I'm stoked to see a lot more Rukkus volleyball. I think you guys have a good thing going over there, and I hope you all stick around because you were really fun to watch this weekend.
Yeah, we plan on it. We plan on sticking together. I mean, we can only get better the more tournaments we play in, so I'm really excited for the future.
Absolutely, man. Liam, congratulations, man. Great weekend. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks again. My parents love you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks, Xtreme. What a weekend this was, man. I'm tired. The players are tired. It was all worth it. Great volleyball weekend long. Thanks for rolling with us. Thanks for tuning in all 6 matches all weekend long. Like I said, so much more coming for the league this 2021 season. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel. Ton of highlight content. Stay tuned to Instagram, the website. Everything you want. Any detail you want about the VLA, either just hit us up, send us a DM. It doesn't matter. We'll answer any questions you guys might have. Again, thanks so much for your support. If you like what you saw, share it with your friends. And I guess until next time we see you, this is Rob St. Clair signing off for the weekend.